guys, John McNamara, host, running Vegas. We're talking local sports, business, real estate. My co-host, Mr.
Rodrigo, always happy to be here. And for all our audience, please drop us comments, a like, subscribe to our channel, give us some feedback, let us know how we're doing.
Yes. And we have a special guest today.
Oh, wow. Special. Thank you.
Jon Q is in the house, videographer.
What's up, brother?
DJ.
All of the above.
All the above.
Event planner.
Event planner.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, actually, how all those titles, you know what? They actually work together, I guess. Yeah. If you're like me and you're like addicted to buying equipment and toys. So what I tell my wife, it's equipment I need for the business. But yeah, it all plays together, I guess. So
You're all write-offs, honey.
Yeah. All write-offs. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. Well, thanks for being on. We're so excited to have you on. Yeah. So tell us more about you, how you got into your businesses and, where you're from.
Born and raised in Hawaii. I actually moved here in 2007 for a radio job. I was on radio out here in Las Vegas for a long time, from 2007 till about 6 years ago. On air, did the music director type thing, scheduling music, all that kind of stuff. Is really fun, really cool, but just wanted to be my own person and kind of just do my own thing. So I was DJing in Hawaii. When I moved out here, I was like, perfect, Vegas. There's always events. There's always things going on. Oh, yeah. Did the DJing thing, weddings and all that. Then also dabbled in videography, and they just, like I was saying earlier, kind of plays hand in hand. Yeah. And just kind of fell in love with video and seeing these big, huge houses that we film. You know, I think that was it for me. I was kind of hooked.
That's cool.
Gorgeous homes.
So how was that like? How was that transition from Hawaii to Las Vegas? Was that a little bit of a culture shock, or I know they call it the ninth island here, but
yeah, you know what? It was in the beginning when I first moved here. I like the first time, like the first day I got here, I was like, whoa, what did I do? This is like, I made the wrong decision. Didn't know anybody, and it was really scary. But for the most part, there's so many Hawaii people here that it's hard to get homesick. Like the beach, obviously, you don't have the beach here, but all of my friends, like when I go back to visit Hawaii, none of my friends live there anymore. They all live here. So it's kind of like, who do I hang out with, And now my family is here all the time, like, gambling and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to miss home. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I'm originally from upstate New York, and nobody lives there anymore. And everybody comes and visits Vegas, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, you kind of see everybody. You never really have to go anywhere else.
Yeah, so. It's so crazy how much Vegas has grown. Like I was just telling a buddy the other day, when I first moved here, all there was running Rebels. UNLV. Everywhere you go, Buffalo Wild Wings, it would just be all Rebels, UNLV everywhere, and now we got hockey team, baseball team, Raiders. I mean, soon to be basketball team.
Expansion team on the cusp here. Yeah, it's cool. So I came in here. I was here September 15th of 2008. Oh, okay. So I came in and I agree with you. I mean, like Vegas has doubled. Sports teams coming in. Yeah. And that's when the great, recession occurred. Mm-hmm. So that must have been an interesting time too, coming into all of that.
Yeah. It was cool for me though, because I got my first home that I purchased, super steal on it. Because, everything was just like, boom, and everyone's dumping off their stuff. And I picked up my first home, and I was like, oh, nice. It helped me basically start, excel my businesses, because when I sold that house, it was like, you had that flow to help,
Absolutely. That's awesome. That was an interesting time, because 2011, the median sales price was $110,000. So you remember, it's probably what you bought your house for. And now we're at $470,000. It is 5 times almost.
I think I bought my house for $150,000, and when I sold it for like $350,000. Okay. So I just made like a good chunk of change. You
did great.
It was awesome. It was really cool.
What part of Hawaii?
So I went to Moanalo High School, but I'm from Waipahu. In Hawaii, we moved around a lot. My family was always moving. But I grew up basically in the Moanalo, Salt Lake area in Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you and I met because you do our videos for our team, which you do a great job.
Thanks.
And I want to hear more about that business because you've helped. I've had a lot of videographers over the years. We really got on video probably about 5-7 years ago. Yeah. One thing I really liked about you, because everybody's kind of like, shoot, figure it out. You kind of do your own thing. You were the opposite. You kind of direct. You make it fun. You would make me laugh. You would give me a script. And I'm like, I just gotta show up. This is easy.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is because like as a kid, my hobbies were like watching movies. Like we lived in like this little studio apartment. My dad and my sister and myself. So all there was to do was watch movies. Okay. So my collection of movies are just crazy. So I feel like that's where it kind of comes from. Like when I try to shoot film, I try to picture what I want it to look like before I shoot it. So I know that really helps. It's like story building, but I don't even know if I'm doing it the right way, but that's my way. I like to see it as if it's like a movie or something that will grab your attention. And that's what I kind of try to stick to,
Well, you do a great job with that.
Thank you.
Because I think when you're, especially like now I'm more used to it, but like the first like couple videos I'm doing, you're scared to be on camera. What do I say? You're kind of, you're not making any, you're not being enthusiastic. So it's good. You kind of get whoever. I'm assuming you work with everybody the same. You kind of get them out of their comfort zone and make them feel,
try to make them relax. Because honestly, the thing that works the best, in my opinion, is just that organic, raw content. So when somebody is just themselves, like you guys know as agents, like. Someone is making a crazy expensive purchase in their life. They want somebody that's a normal person, right? They don't want somebody that just showed up. Hey, how you doing? Yep, right here. Like it's like you want to feel like you're actually talking to a human being. So when we do video, I try to get that person to just be themselves. Like whether if I I act crazy or stupid or try to make them laugh to get comfortable or and honestly, no one's perfect. Like I'm not perfect at it, and the person on the other side of the camera is not perfect at it. We're all human, but that organic, raw content, I feel like, is what moves the needle nowadays.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah, I think that's great advice. And agents were not necessarily the most dynamic on video, right? Might be some good salespeople out there. Yeah. But it must be cool because you could actually see it, and I love the guidance that you give. So it's always helped me. I really appreciated it.
Thank you.
And I had a fun time where sometimes I leave those, I'm like, I don't know how that went. I hope that's okay. But the videos we've done, I'm like, that was fun. I want to do it again.
Yeah, the videos you guys do are really fun.
Yeah, especially when I script the script like 10 times. We're just making fun of me because I can't figure it out.
Is there any like brainstorming prior to, like, do you analyze the property, maybe try to get a read on the agent's personality and maybe to make suggestions or come up with scripts for them?
What I like to do, so it depends on what it is. So if it's a walkthrough of the property, like an agent just walking through, I like to keep that super organic and raw. So there's very little planning. Maybe the way they walk into the home or the way they block their, to the camera. But if I'm doing like just a raw, actually like a cinematic shot of the home, there's a couple things I like to do. I like to actually drive by the place first, like by myself, get a clear vision of how the sun rises, the way it hits the house in the middle of the day, how it hits it at sunset, and that way I could capture the best looks of it, right? To make it look pretty. I mean, it's just the lighting it makes all the difference, right? Like when you go into a home and it's all windows, obviously you're not going to want to shoot that in the middle of the day because everything is going to be blown out. So you shoot it more at like twilight or like that blue hour of the day, so you can get like the strip views and stuff like that. I know a lot of the luxury homes are up at McDonald Highlands or Askaya, and you have that strip view and that very like beautiful scenery. In order to capture that, you need to shoot at the right time of day, in my opinion.
That's important. Yeah, it's something that I never think about. It's like whenever I have time to get there, that's when we shoot. But you can capture, you can make the home look totally different. In the morning and at night, it's a totally different vibe and feel. So that's why when you watch those like cinematic videos that videographers do, you can tell the person's really good because they'll incorporate that, that morning, and then they'll shift it to night. So you can see, how the home just totally changes. That's true. Wow.
There's so much more to it, right? Of course, we just show up.
Just show up.
That's why we hired Jon.
How do I look? And that's it.
So what are your thoughts? Because you do a lot of videos. Like, what do you think? Like, say you're an agent in the business. What would you recommend? Like a video like that you're talking about, like luxury or community, or like a funny video? What do you think has the most impact to potentially get them clients?
It just depends on the demographic of who you're trying to sell to. You know, I mean, if you're going for a luxury buyer, obviously that video will be different than if you're selling to, you know, like a medium price point, like $500,000-$600,000.
Okay.
So every scenario is different, obviously, the way you shoot it. But honestly, man, I feel like that raw, organic, like even if the agent is just on their phone and it's just like with the, you know, the front facing camera and they're like, hey, take a look at this property, it's awesome, and they're showing it and they flip it, I feel like that is what will draw them to go, hey, let me check this out, and then have another video from like a videographer, you know, that will shoot it like in a, you know, that cinematic at flow where it's like going through the home and it's flying through, it's showing all the details. I feel like you need those two play hand in hand.
Okay.
To draw the attention and then to deliver the product. Here it is.
Okay, I love that. So we need more live videos.
Yeah.
I
On
think
Instagram.
personally. I mean, I'm sure
videos.
there's like probably other videographers or other people watching it that totally disagree with me, which is
Don't say
fine.
that.
Which is fine.
Use our videos.
Which
I
is
love the
fine.
honesty.
Yeah. Just keep it honest.
So what's like what are the biggest challenges you see in videography today?
A horizontal video or a vertical video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got that mixed up. Yeah, I hate vertical video. Man. I mean, it's, you know why I hate it is because I feel like it's hard to like, and not impossible, but it's a little challenging when you have to show something and you have that little 9x16, you know what I mean, area, that square. Like, can you really show a 10,000 square foot home in McDonald Highlands and that lit? I mean, you could, but you know,
right.
So it's a little challenging. So for me, I hate vertical video.
I can see that. Yeah, you gotta get those reels and those stories.
Everything is reels, everything is stories, which is fine, and we have adapted. And I try to work. But if we could bring back horizontal video full time, that'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I look better on verticals.
Yeah, you do.
Well, you have the portrait, you have the portrait mode and all that to make it clean.
You got a long face. So, is there any other trends that you're seeing in the videography industry right now, or what do you see the future?
The future, I feel like there's going to be more. There's going to be more of it. Because nowadays, everyone is just living on their cell phones, right? I mean, name a person that you see without their phone, like, for more than 10 minutes, you know?
Right.
I mean, very, very rarely. Everyone has their phone on them, looking at their phone constantly. So I feel like a lot of people live on their devices.
Yep.
So that's where, you know, you need to be as an agent, or if you're promoting your business, it lives on social media. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are going, you know?
Yeah. No, I can see sellers, they get excited, right, when you tell them, like, hey, we're going to do a personalized video of the home, and it'll be me showcasing it, whether, you know, you want to be, I know some real estate agents, they just open the door, and then they, you know, allow you to walk through and do that, or some of them, they like to be involved in every room, and you know, but I think that is an expectation that's gonna continue on moving forward.
Definitely. Yeah, and a lot of times you try to, like, when you're doing it, you try to be the only one in the house, right? Because if you have the owner in there, they've got emotional connection to certain things, like, hey, you're not filming that bathroom long enough. I worked
that lamp.
Nobody wants to see the toilet, you know, like,
hey, you didn't spend time in that corner over there.
So you try to just be by yourself and kind of just
I've been there.
That's my favorite corner of the home out of all the others.
The best is when you go on a listing presentation, like, I just got this brand new dishwasher over here. We got it 10 years ago.
Do you ever have that though, like with clients where you're, you know, going back and forth with the selling of the home, and they're like, no, I want more. I need more money for it, and you're like, no. It's not gonna
Sometimes,
work.
I think what happens, at least in the beginning, it depends on motivation. If somebody's really motivated, they're realistic in the price most of the time. If they're not motivated, then they want and everybody wants the most amount of money, but then the day is, I don't decide the price, the seller doesn't decide the price, the market decides the price. So typically, sometimes I'll always be honest with my clients and, you know, let them realistically know what the market looks like. At the end of the day, they decide the price, and the market will dictate it, because if it's on the market for over 30 days and we don't have a solid offer at that point, the market is telling us that the home is overpriced. And then if they're motivated or not, they'll make adjustments or do whatever they do.
But sometimes you probably you run into a problem where, like, it's their first home and they put so much remodeling into it, and you have to tell them, like, sorry, it's not worth what you think it's worth.
I see it because sellers first time selling are actually a little bit easier to work with. They're a little bit more coachable because they haven't done it before.
Oh, okay.
What I find though with first time home buyers is I shouldn't say difficult. They need to be handheld the most.
Oh, okay.
They have a lot of questions, a lot of anxiety. They're buying their first house.
Yeah.
So, and once you complete that deal with them, they tend to be your most loyal clients because they see all the work and effort and communication you brought to the table.
Yeah.
And they tend to be your most loyal people and refer you the most business.
Yeah.
So
has it ever happened for you when you sell to a first time home buyer and then multiple homes down the
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, really? Happens more.
Yeah, I probably have a good core of like 200 people that either refer me or we do multiple deals. But yeah, there's typically a good core of clients that we do multiple deals, and that's the key. Like running a successful business is really having those core people, because you can call numbers all day and get new business, but it's a lot of work to drum up deals.
Once you build that trust with them and that relationship, everything else just gets easier. So whether it's the first time buying or first time selling, you do baby them a little more. I'm at fault of this because that's my biggest that's my biggest fault. I baby too much. I'll carry him the whole way.
Strap him on your back.
Dude, I got multiple people. That's why I got a hunchback right now.
All right, I got a question for you guys, because as a videographer, I hear this term a lot in all different areas of Las Vegas while filming. I always hear this. The Beverly Hills of Las Vegas. I always hear that term. This is the new Beverly Hills of Las Vegas. So in your opinion, what is the new Beverly Hills of Las Vegas? What area? What part of town?
I'm going to let him.
See,
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it. I go up
Maybe
to
this is like a,
McDonald Highlands, Estates at Lone Mountain. Where is it?
I would probably go with the States at Lone Mountain just because of the size of the lots. You don't really see that in Summerlin anymore, and I feel like in Henderson, it's a give and take. There's certain communities with bigger lots and just bigger, real estate. So I maybe Lone Mountain, because it is like Henderson and Summerlin have always been the Beverly Hills of Las Vegas. But I feel like now Summerlin is kind of, Southwest is getting a lot of attention, and I feel like Henderson is becoming more of a family-oriented. Yeah. So I can see Lone Mountain.
Those estates at Lone Mountain
are gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, they're phenomenal.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah, Henderson is getting kind of a little bit more family-oriented, and especially like with Summerlin, we've got like the studio coming here now. There's a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of folks from LA. They're coming to Summerlin. I mean, that's what they hear. That's where their buddies are. I feel like Summerlin. It's like it's almost like a bubble in itself. Like sometimes it doesn't feel like it's a real place. It's a very interesting. It's cool, but it's not like the real world by any means. So
majority of the people wanting to purchase a home, what are they saying to you? Where do they want to live? What part of town?
I would say 2/3 of buyers that we work with are mostly from California. They come with cash because they sell their condo in the Bay for $1 million. And they come out here and they got a 5,000 square foot home. So it's usually they realize they can buy a lot, so they realize they don't need that much. First thing that usually comes out is Summerlin. And that's why we're located there. Doesn't mean they need to buy there, but the two most desirable areas, I would say, are Summerlin, Henderson. Southwest is gaining traction with everything that's been going on there. But again, you kind of have to pick and choose. Cool thing about Southwest, they can't really build out as much. So eventually that will end, but you got to deal with the new construction for the next 5 years. But that is really developing, and that's a really good spot because you're between the Strip and you're between Summerlin, so you kind of get best of both worlds.
I do. So, I personally would say Southwest. I know a lot of people, especially from California, moving into town. They don't want to go through the city to get to their home, right? So as soon as they're driving back from California, they want to be somewhere close to their already home.
Take Cactus or whatever.
Exactly. So all that area, starting from like St. Rose to Southern Highlands to now what's Mountain's Edge and kind of going over to Blue Diamond, I would say that primarily is the best. Not newer homes because they're from like the 80s, 90s, but newer home compared to others, compared to Henderson for sure. And they see I agree with him. A lot of them first start with Summerlin, but when they see the house they can get for this price, and then for that same price you can get much more, then they'll redirect elsewhere. You're
always going to pay, and I don't think price, because they're from California, I don't think price necessarily scares them away, but you're going to pay top dollar with Summerlin. The more the issue that I find with Summerlin is there is no inventory.
Gotcha.
So you may have hey John or Rodrigo, this is my criteria. If you're lucky, there might be 18, 15, 20 homes available at that time. So a lot of times what we'll do is like we'll FaceTime them, we'll do video for them because they can't just be here in a moment. And anything that pops up in Summerlin, it's gone.
That's why you need that video, right? That interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go.
So the way the market is right now, would you say that there's the inventory is low, or is it there's too many homes? Like what is it?
It's in between.
Oh,
we're in a weird spot.
Sorry, I feel like I'm taking over. I'm genuinely interested in this stuff. I want to know.
Radio host, it just naturally comes out.
No, I am interested in this stuff.
We're in between right now. It's a really interesting market. We have 7,600 homes on the market. We had 2,000 less homes about 2 months ago. So as soon as spring is typically our hottest season, and then as soon as after July 4th, the market just kind of slowed down. I think it had a lot to do with the election coming up.
I see.
But interest rates, which is really interesting right now, they're on an 18-month low. They've been just dramatically going down, and we haven't really seen a pickup in our market. It's been slow, but I think it's a lot of combination of naturally folks want to know what's going to happen in the election. So I think, and we've been talking about this for a long time, is 2025 is where it's going to be out for real estate. People will know whoever wins, they win. Rates will be lower. They should be that might be in the 5s this year, which is crazy. And they'll probably most definitely be in the 5s in 2025. So there's a lot of positive things in the real estate industry. So I think all of us are going to be a lot busier next year.
So would that be called a buyer's market when that happens? When the interest rates drop and there's more inventory?
That's a great question. So if the rates drop, there'll probably be more demand, meaning the buyers will have more competition. So most likely be more of a seller's market next year. I would say it's a slightly buyer's, if I had to pick, slightly a buyer's market right now. Because we're listing a home and we're getting maybe 2-3 showings on it. And we're maybe getting an offer for every 10 showings. So buyers have a little bit more leverage right now. They're being a little bit, not so hard on price, I've noticed, but they're beating us up on request for repairs, little things they usually don't care about. So we're in a kind of a weird time, but every 4 years election comes up, it slows down for the fall. That's just a very normalized thing.
Isn't that just like a normal thing when they right around election, interest rates kind of do one of these? Or it goes down.
It just goes down. You should see them get a little more affordable, convenient to make the economy look the best.
Make the economy look better. But we just went to a real estate seminar too, and they're projecting 2 cuts before the end of the year and 8 to 10 next year. So, and long term, the next 5 years, the real estate market looks really healthy. So overall, this year, inventory's been up nationally. But we definitely see everything's looking very good for 2025. So for Vegas, it's been kind of like this 2-year period, like literally almost to the day. It was 2 years ago in August, the market just came to a standstill. Median sales price was 500. It dipped down to 420 in like 6 months.
Wow.
It depreciated and then started coming back up again. So we're kind of in this, so it's been this 2-year period, and we're kind of starting coming out of the woodwork, so to speak.
So 2025 is the year I buy my estate at Lone Mountain, then, right?
Buy it now. Buy now. We don't have competition.
And refinance later.
I know a good agent right here.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm available. Anytime. So I did want to ask you, because I was going through your websites, and I did see some wedding planning, some wedding photography or videography. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
The services. Is that exact? Like, do you think you lean towards maybe real estate and properties, or are you also into personal?
No, so when
events?
I first started doing it, it was, I've done video for like a very long time, ever since I was in high school. Like DJing and video was just like the two things I was really interested in. Actually, I wanted to be a cameraman for the news station. That was like my thing. But then I got into radio instead, and that's what I did. But yeah, it's basically, it started off with weddings. So we do a lot of weddings. I just love like the planning and help. I like to just help,
Yeah.
So when I meet a couple, we can plan their day, and I like to go, crazy. Like, we want it to be like a nightclub and this and that. I'm like, yes, like it makes me excited. Like, let's do this. Let's bring in the sparklers. Let's bring in all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it basically is, we do a lot of weddings and corporate events as far as like the DJing part of it. And then for the videography, we do weddings, but we also do corporate, and then we do real estate, which has been huge right now for us. So I have a team, and basically I stick to the real estate.
Yeah, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Allow them to focus on the other outside events.
We all kind of work together hand in hand. There's like, in Vegas, people think it's such a big city, but it's actually a small town, right? It's once you get your crew that you trust and is going to like deliver, the same goes with them. Like they'll ask me to help them. I ask them to help me. So it's great. Yeah, we have solid team over here for sure.
Nice. So you have to have a pretty big music background then to be able to host parties, DJs, weddings.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a thing that I've always been into ever since I was a little kid. Love DJing, love the music. Not so much now because I'm kind of older now. So carrying equipment and all that kind of stuff. You get injuries just from unloading equipment.
Oh, I bet.
Do you have a favorite music or favorite DJ?
Do you have like a go-to wedding song?
Oh my gosh.
What are the good ones?
The go-to wedding songs? My wife's going to kill me. Because every time I do a wedding, she's like, stop playing that song. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're asking me to play it. Stop playing that. It's like, obviously like the Cupid Shuffle and stuff. To the left, to the left. You know what I mean? It's like every wedding, dude.
You have to play
every single wedding.
For sure.
Well, and Usher, every wedding you have to play that, right? And it's so crazy. Is how old is that song? Like, dude, that was like when I was a teenager that song came out.
Do you have a favorite wedding song?
I'm gonna not answer that question.
What?
What is a wedding song that you guarantee we'll hear?
What was that?
What is a wedding song that you're gonna hear when you get to that wedding? It's gonna play.
Man.
I think mine is.
Yeah,
I think the band is Walk the Moon. It's Dance With Me or something.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what I'm talking
I thought you were gonna say like Shook Me All Night Long or something. Like Shook Me All Night Long.
No, I don't know why I like that song.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Usually I do think about stuff like this, like what would be my wedding song, and but right now, no answer.
I do have a really cool wedding experience though.
Tell us about it.
So my sister-in-law, she was living in LA, in Hollywood, and she asked if I could DJ her friend's wedding. So I was like, oh yeah, perfect. And it was in like Beverly Hills or whatever. So we get there, didn't tell me whose house it was or anything like that. So setting up everything, and then I go into the bathroom and it's Holly Berry and her kid and her husband. And I'm like, this is Holly Berry's house?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she actually showed up. It was her assistant that was my sister-in-law's friend. Okay. That was who I was DJing the wedding for. I think that's like the coolest story. I got to meet her, shake her hand, and I was like, I met a lot of people during the radio days, but that was the highlight, I think.
Oh, wow.
Something that had nothing to do with the radio. Yeah.
Cool.
In the bathroom.
Well, besides your business, what do you do for fun? When you're relaxing? And...
Kids. Yeah. My thing is just, I like to just hang out with my kids. Whatever it's doing, whatever we're doing. So,
cool.
Yeah. And we, my son, if you were to come to my house, you would see it looks like a electronics store. There's cameras, there's all kinds of stuff like everywhere. So it's cool because my son will, grab a camera and like try to learn how to do stuff or like try to hook up the lights and it's so cool. So to kind of be around that, teach him some stuff, and that's like my hobby, I guess. We just have fun doing stuff like that.
That's good. That's a good hobby. It sounds like he's a lot like his dad. So.
Yeah. Just anything to do with my kids, whether we're going to the pool or whatever. That's the thing that I do for fun, for sure.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. We guys want to wrap this up. Thank you, Mr. Rodrigo, co-host. And we got one of the best videographers in the industry here. I recommend Jon Q. Call him up. Guys, this is John McNamara. This is Ron in Vegas. Take care of yourselves today.